thank you for talking to MolksTVTalk.
Thanks for having me. This is kind of exciting.
It's all very bright and new. Renee, how long have you been working in hit list?
The hit list probably about, I think. See, for me, it's been a little bit different. I kind of have to backtrack for you because I've been in radio 10 years.
Yeah.
So I've been doing nighttime radio for about 8.5 years, and TV about 1.5 years. So nighttime radio has changed its name. It was the Fat 30 with the Big Kahuna when I first started out, and then I worked with Age, Maddie, and now Tim. And Tim and Maddie, that's when we changed the name to the hit list.
And the important thing is that you're still working.
Yeah.
In the midst of all of that.
Yeah.
So how did you get your first break into radio?
Well, it's quite funny actually because I was, I'm a Gold Coast girl and I was doing a uni degree and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like I'm finishing in 6 months. Went to Melbourne, of all things is doing the dishes and listening to Triple J. And I was like, that's it, I'll do radio. So I came home, asked my uni lecturer, do you know anyone in radio? And he said, look, I've got this friend at CFM and she worked in the research department. So I basically rang her and the research department was doing radio surveys over the phone. That was my in. And then I used to go in every second Sunday, leading up to every Sunday and sit in with AJ, who works on Gold FM, and just watched him and learned, and then ended up driving the Sea Cruise. That then went away for like 2 years up north, which is great for our company because we have so many radio stations. And then I came back to the Gold Coast and got the job with the Big Kahuna.
It's a really interesting point of difference for Southern Cross. That's exactly it. They are a big network of radio stations that provides a really fertile breeding ground for radio.
Yeah. I think it's really great because we own so many radio stations and we have the ability to say, hey, if you want to be in radio, go to regional, do your time. And I mean, that's what I was doing. And the Big Kahuna was mentoring our breakfast show. And that's when he said to me, I've lost my producer, and my ears just went, I want that job. So I thought I wasn't going to be on air with the Big Kahuna. I actually thought I was going to be doing late nights and producing his show. And then when I got there, I was on air. So it was like, whoa.
Nice. Well,
nice. Surprise, I'm here. Yeah.
I think a really important thing as well, though, is you pointed out, it's right, it's a great opportunity to do your time in regional, learn the craft, understand what it's about, but also now that regional is becoming like not a waiting room, it's really live, and the work that you guys are doing, with the hit list, it's all over the country. Yeah,
but I think also with regional as well, Australia is just not capital cities. Like Australia is Dubbo and Australia is Wagga or Cairns or Townsville, and I think that there's people, there's teenagers in Townsville that want to know about Britney Spears. They want to hear her song first. They want to do that. So that's a really big thing for me. Like I think it's important, and that's why I love our job because we actually go across Australia, like Tasmania too, and I think that's really cool. So
and you guys get great access to as far as. Like from a media credibility point of view, it's not like those guys from that place. Give them 2 seconds. You get to interview the big stars.
We're so lucky because our show basically is one of the largest in Australia. It goes to so many stations, and it is pretty cool when you get to interview Mark Wahlberg, and you're like, if only he was sitting there in his Calvin Kleins. Yeah, he's slightly a little hot.
So what do you think is like the next iteration for it? Because it's radio, it's television, you're doing some web stuff as well. How can that media empire continue to grow for you guys?
Well, I would love for it to go across Australia, obviously including capital cities. But I think we should, there's possibilities to go, to other countries like London and the US. I mean, anything's possible because now, I guess, with media and entertainment, you don't need to be in that city to actually love it. Like we have guys listening in New Zealand, London, Dubai, so, I mean, anything's possible, really.
Yeah, the immediacy of radio develops, and I think really develops on-air talent really well. So that the way that you and Tim play off each other on screen is indicative of the relationship that you guys have when you're doing the radio show 5 nights a week. Has it been a hard adjustment to go from radio only to this combined
I think for me, like I was doing community, I started to do a bit of community television. I used to host this show called The Red Zone. It was all about cars, which was hilarious. But I started to get into community TV because I thought this is the thing that I wanted to do. So I did that, then Access All Areas TV. So I kind of had a bit of grounding when it came to TV. But doing radio and TV at the same time is a big job. Like, it's big hours, but it's amazing. It's the greatest job. You have the best of both worlds.
Well, and it's totally meant that the influence that you guys have isn't just limited.
No.
You've got the breadth and depth of the network that you guys play into from radio and television. A lot of people get to see and hear what you think. They want to know what you hear and think.
Yeah.
You're on Twitter.
Yeah.
How do you find the interaction with the audience?
Oh, I love Twitter. It's great. Like, I'll watch Hit List TV on the weekend and I'll actually tweet as everyone's tweeting back at us, which is kind of cool. But I think for us, like, our show is, we're just like vehicles to give our viewers or our listeners what they want to hear. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily all about us. I think it's about them, like, because they're the stars of the show. Because without listeners or viewers, we don't have a show. So I always think about, you know, if I'm a girl and, I want to know the question about Justin Bieber's hair, that's what I'd ask, so.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do you find that the community that tweets along with you, Hit List TV, that they're fairly forthright and frank? We like this, we don't like that.
Yes. On Timmy's hair is quite a topic as well. So, but it was quite funny. I guess for me, the most powerful tweet was because we also shoot at Wet n Wild, and I didn't actually want to get in my bikinis, but I got up the courage to do it. And there was a girl that actually tweeted me saying, it's so nice that Renee's in her bikinis because it makes us feel like normal girls. And then I actually got a tweet from International Body World or something like that saying, it's so great. So, yeah, that's the impact that you get, which is kind of nice.
Brilliant. And one last question for you. 2011, what's that going to hold for you?
What's that going to hold for me? Number one, TV, radio, having a great time, lots of celebrity interviews and hopefully doing more stuff overseas, because last year I went to London, Paris and LA. So that's what I want to do this year.
Excellent. Thank
for
you.
Celebrity interviews, that is, not for holidays.
Excellent. Thank you, Renee.
Thanks for that.